Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kiss Allen, and welcome. And I'm going to start again. Stop. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to One True Talk. My name is Kiss Allen, and I will be your host. Today, I am honored to have one of Truman's coolest communities on campus, and that is our brand ambassadors. Our Truman brand ambassadors. Y'all give them a hand. We'll start up in the corner. I'm really excited. Can you open your light and introduce yourself, please, Precious?
Hello, everyone. My name is Precious Taiwo, and I am currently a sophomore at Truman College. One fun fact about me is I happen to be the vice president of Student Government Association. And yeah.
That's what's up. Welcome, Precious. We're honored to have you. Next up is Miss. Thank you. Next up is Miss Jody Ann.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jody Ann Douglas. This is my third year in Truman, and I'm also part of the Student Activity Center as well.
Sorry, I'm washing some clothes. I apologize. Next up is Miss Karina.
Hi, my name is Karina. This is my second year at Truman. I am a full-time working parent and a student at Truman College.
Yes. All right, my man up at the top, Mr. Amir.
Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is Amir Trailer. I'm currently a sophomore at Truman College. Play for the baseball team, and I'm happy to do this for you guys.
That's what's up. Miss Layla.
Hi guys, I'm Layla. Born and raised in Texas, just moved here to Chicago. Happy to be here, I love it, and I'm starting my second year at Truman and can't wait to finish it strong. Yeah.
All right, and last but not least, Miss Marisol.
Hi guys, my name is Marisol Perez. I am about to graduate Truman. Actually, I am taking my last summer semester classes. I was on the women's basketball team, and I was also on the women's volleyball team my first year. And then I am also the Star Scholar Ambassador for Truman College.
That's what's up. So guys, today's panel is really centered around our brand ambassadors. These are the students that you'll hear from, that you'll have access to, that will walk you through this college virtually. Today is all about getting to know them, learning about their experiences, learning about their highs and lows while attending Truman College. But it's the real, right? It's One True Talk. So here we go. We're gonna do round robin. We're gonna get to know these students. They may talk over one another. They may just start laughing. They may just start crying. But that's what this is all about. It's gonna be a platform for new and prospective students to jump on, ask questions, get involved virtually, and learn from those who have already been there and are on their way to new and different adventures. First up, we're gonna go with Layla. Layla comes to us, as she mentioned earlier, from Texas. Layla came and she joined. I didn't know, she came to be on the volleyball team, but wound up, I snatched her as the coach of the men's basketball team, and she played an integral role in and throughout the season. Not only was she a great student athlete, but she had a wonderful personality. Layla, talk to us about your transition from Texas to inner city Chicago and your college experience there at Truman College.
So the transition, like, I guess, meaning, the move, or like, I guess getting used to,
Yeah, exactly.
the difference. Okay, so I live in Texas, South Texas. I don't know if y'all are familiar with San Antonio. It's about 3 hours south of there, where I'm from. So it's I wouldn't say it's very small, but it is small. it's a border town, so it's very, I would say, non-diverse. It's predominantly Hispanic. So that transition from, just mainly Hispanic people to more diverse ethnicities in Chicago was very eye-opening. I appreciate it because, it's different, and something that I wanted to do, something that I enjoyed to move. Also getting used to, like the cities, the street parking. We don't have street parking over there. We have, garages or driveways. So that also, from school wise, the college experience for me, I'm a loner. I'm boring. So I'm more to myself. That's just me,
right.
who I am. That's just who I am as a person. So I didn't, really go out and party or, how the typical college experience that everybody else would have. I was more, an athlete. I stuck to my studies. I enjoyed that experience, enjoyed the experience of being an athlete, the workouts, the games, and that's pretty much, that was my first experience, my first year in college. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Karina, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How about you?
Hey, how's your day been going?
It's been pretty busy.
Excellent. Love the balance. That's a segue into my next question. You mentioned that you were a full-time working mom. You work and you go to school. What would you tell prospective students about the work-life balance as you attend Truman College?
I mean, it's very hard to try to find childcare for me. I'm very blessed to have my mom help me out with that. So she's been helping me out a lot with getting him from school so I can go to my own school, and getting him to school when I have to go to work. So it's just finding the right people to support you, as my mom has been supporting me with just being a parent and a student and working also.
And so what are your aspirations? What are you looking to do once you finish up and get your degree there at Truman?
Well, I aspire to just move on and do it on my own, pretty much, just be a grown-up per se, and and have a full-time job, and just try to figure it out on my own, pretty much.
All right, by a show of hands, this grown-up stuff is kind of overrated. Who would agree with that by a show of hands? Like just being grown up, paying your own bills, having to balance work life. It's interesting, right? I see your hand went up first, Ms. Precious. I saw your hand went up to adapt, right? To adapt in this environment. Who has been your go-to? Has it been someone in administration? Has it been one of your peers? Who do you really lean on for support as you go through this here at Truman College?
For me, first off, my family, my mom most especially. I always go to her for support, especially if like I have an exam and I'm really nervous, or I didn't pass it the first time and I don't want to take it the second time, or I have a chance to take it the second time, but I'm already like not motivated to take it the second time because I failed it the first time. She's always the one who's like always there for me and like always encouraging me. Aside from that, I do have some professors who I'm like really close to and I go to and I talk to, like, oh, this is what I feel right now, and they always come through for me. They always tell me, oh, it's fine, like you could always take it again. If you fall down once doesn't mean you can like come back up. And yeah, they have always been my go-to ever since I got into Truman College.
So one of the things that, and I want somebody to raise their hand and tell me, what are our 3 primary areas of focus at Truman College? Don't everybody do it at once. I mean, Layla, you kind of representing the whole setup right now. What are our 3 primary areas of focus? Layla, I'm gonna pick on you because it's actually on your shirt.
So it's on my shirt.
It's enrollment,
Enrollment,
communication,
communication,
and the
and college experience.
right? And
Yes.
so one of the things you'll see us talk about so often on this platform, One True Talk, coming to you live. I'm Kiss Allen. I'm your host, Director of Enrollment Management. We have a plethora of ideas and students who have gone through and are still attending Truman College. Excellent panel. Join us next Wednesday. Enrollment, communication, and college experience. Jody Ed, I want you to open your light. When we talk about transitioning and communication, you were once a student of the Truman Middle College. Is that correct?
Yes.
And for those of you all who aren't aware, the Truman Middle College is the alternative high school that's there on campus, and we house over 100, 150 students who come to us from different situations, and they finish up their high school career right there on the campus of Truman College. You were a student there. How was your transition from the middle college where you graduated there to now you're a student at Truman College?
My transition was challenging because at first I had to do like a placement test for doing enrollment,
Uh-huh.
and that's when I got placed into the college to do college and high school classes at the same time. So at the same time, I was trying to stay focused, but it was teaching me to have the college experience, and I found it very good and interested because my mom was working at the college at the same time as well. So she was the one that there motivated me, and the student activity center, everyone that know my mom know me, so they the one like, oh, come to Truman College. It was very good. Like doing enrollment, I would recommend all high school kids to do doing enrollment and choose Truman as their main school because it's very good, and the professors are very good as well, and they will help you when they understand you're coming from the high school.
Excellent. You know what? It's funny because I feel like I've touched every inch of that campus, and I don't think I know your mom. And if I know your mom and didn't know that was your mom, I'm gonna go crazy because you have a really good personality, and so I can imagine your mom is very similar. But we'll talk about it offline. Marisol, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are
Good,
you?
good. You know, I got tons of stories about Marisol. Marisol was an intern for me, just literally filing papers. The assistant women's coach asked Marisol one day, she was like, why are you not playing basketball? Marisol was like, I don't know. Nobody never asked me. And so I'm looking for players, and I wound up going over to the gym, and Marisol was a mainstay. Marisol, tell me, why should, as we think about the district and the network that we live in, it's a myriad of nationalities, but in particular, Hispanic students. Why would you suggest that Hispanic students look at our transitional bilingual language community courses, our TBLC? Why should they consider attending Truman out of high school?
So like you mentioned, Truman does offer this unique program called, like you said, Transitional Bilingual Learning Community.
Yep.
And they offer, though that's specifically designed for the Latinx community, specifically from the low income or first generation backgrounds. And they uplift the Latinx community to help them attain their degree, and then in the first 2 semesters, those students that are in those ESL classes, they do prepare them to get their college ready courses.
Absolutely. And when I think about it, I know there's a cohort where they stay together, just as they adapt, sometimes adapting. And with that said, Amir, I know you're in your second year. What was it like adapting to college? Like, I know high school, the bell rings, you go to lunch, you got teachers on you, especially as an athlete. You got teachers on you. They're looking out for you. Maybe they're making sure that they take care of you as an athlete. What was that transition like into college?
Well, you definitely have more responsibility because, you know, you schedule your own times for classes and you really have to manage time more wisely, especially with practice and going to tutoring and communicating with coaches. So really it was more about, you know, managing my time on my own and without having teachers to, or, you know, parents rather, go on my ass about, you know, make sure you do this or make sure you make that time or get up early to make it to practice. You know, don't be late to class, that type of thing. So really, it's more about time management and being responsible with that and how to handle that wisely.
That's what's up. So remember, guys, this platform is for new and prospective students. And so one of the things about One True Talk is we're going to keep it, as you all would say, 100, right? Talk to me about this transition, and this question goes out to any of you all. Talk to me about this transition into this virtual world. Keep it real. Was it an easy transition?
I can go first. It was really hard for me, to be honest. Like, I was like, because from 1 second to the next, like that, it just changed. My whole world changed. Because I was so used to being at school with my friends, with my people, with like everyone who I cared about, like not coming home until after practice, and now I'm home all the time. I didn't like it at all. But then Truman, actually, I was hard and struggling in my classes too. My professors made it as so there was like my support system, and they helped me, and they were very understanding. So yeah, my professors really helped me, and I still stayed in contact with most of my friends from Truman.
The transition. Go ahead.
I don't know, for me, you know, I feel like I thought it was easier in my opinion because, you know, I was able to handle and managing everything on the computer instead of, you know, like on my notebook, you know, for that is I was able to, you know, be in contact with the teachers. I was able to communicate, you know, ask them right away if I had a question at any time. You know, it was kind of like still like in a classroom mode for me, in my opinion, but you know, the transition wasn't so rough.
Jody Ann?
For me, it was challenging, but at the same time, it helped me to be organized though, because I'm not the organized type of person. And when they say like everything is going to be virtual, knowing I have to go to SGM meetings and I have to plan events and stuff, I'm like, yeah, this is the time for me to stay focused. No, I'm organized, and I have made like a lot of good choices, and it helped me stay in touch with my professors and my support system in the Office of Instruction. I'm always staying in touch with Gil. That's my favorite. And Julie Dockery. Thank them so much.
That's what's up.
For me, it was definitely a big spin in my life. So my feeling about the whole virtual world is kind of in between. First off, I have never taken a class like virtually or online, so it was definitely a new experience. I personally like taking things in person, going to classes in person, going to events in person. But with when everything changed online, it taught me that you basically have to like change too, like things, like you have to learn to adapt. Basically, that's the word I was looking for. You have to learn to adapt. When everything changed online, at first it was hard because, you know, trying to keep up with events, classes, going to Zoom classes, waking up like really early to make sure you're on time for a Zoom class, like making sure your face is like on camera, because, you know, sometimes when you actually have to go out, like, you know, you have to dress up, but like when you're at home, you basically know, okay, I don't really have to do my face, or I don't have to, like, you know. So it was definitely a big change for me, but at the same time, it taught me how to be organized, and it taught me that at any time I have to learn to adapt to certain situations. So personally, I have my feelings about it is in between.
It's funny. And I was just jotting down, there are two things, right? Super proud of the way, and I've had an opportunity to work with all of you guys, right? But just super proud. And I know from being on the leadership calls, they speak very highly of the way that you guys adapted to the situation. it could have been easy for everybody just to fall off, right? But what I notice is, for the most part, our students have a purpose. And when you have a purpose, then you're really not going to let anything get in your way. And so I began to watch some of your creations. And that's why I was so excited about working on this project. I began to watch some of the work that was coming out of SGA. I know that I work with Marisol quite a bit. Layla and I jumped on a few calls. I know that there were things going on from an athletic standpoint. You guys adapted really well. What do you attribute that to from a Truman perspective? What work that was going on at the college that allowed you to adapt, so easily? Karina?
It's the support that the advisor has been giving me. I know through Zoom during the quarantine, my advisor has been very helpful trying to get me on top of my things that I need for the summer and then even for the fall time and beyond that. So that's pretty much who has been helping me a lot with.
Layla, how did you stay locked in, Layla?
So I think the program with the laptops that were sent out to us, if you applied for it, it was sent to you. I think that was really good and it helped me a lot. Just because I have an iPad currently that I'm working on, so sometimes it's kind of hard to do things that you usually be able to do on a desktop or like a laptop per se. So I found that very helpful. And yeah, just as advisors, you, Kesalen, you have helped a lot as well. Keeping us on task, pushing us. So appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Marisol, we talked a lot about the good, right? And Truman has a ton of things to offer: enrollment, communication, college experience, the leadership under Dr. Sean Jackson as the president, Ms. Kate Connor, vice president, shouts out. What are some of the things that don't go so well, or what are some of the things that you see are areas of opportunity at Truman?
1000% would be the student involvement. Yeah, we do have a lot of students who are involved. However, I think it could be more. Also, speaking from the athletic standpoint, not a lot of people came to the women's basketball games. Not a lot of people were involved in the events involving the athletics, and still to this day, from the events that we're doing now, not a lot of people come to the events, which I think they should, because you make your own college experience, and those events that we do host, they're always pretty fun.
Excellent. Jody Ann, our mantra, right? We talk about college experience, communication, college experience, enrollment, but our mantra is what? What do we always say?
One Truman.
One Truman. What does one Truman mean to you?
One Truman mean a lot to me. One Truman mean that we not only, when you say one, like we just one, basically we family. I live like everybody in Truman is just family to me. They mean a lot to me. So one Truman is just one. It's just one of us. So we all family. They mean a lot. And the support system is the best. I can't complain. I love the support system. I love everything about the name One Truman.
That's what's up. One Truman. They're going to hear that a lot. Students, as you join this platform, you're going to hear that quite a bit. Precious, I know that you are the student government vice president now. What is one of your most proudest moments being a student at Truman College?
Okay, to be honest, one of my proudest moments so far was the fact that the students of Truman elected me to be like their leader, to be someone who speak for them, to be someone who would like give their case out to higher bodies in the school. So it kind of like made me feel very proud and appreciated that people in the school actually see me and they say, okay, we want her to lead us, we want her to be the person who will speak for us. So that was definitely one of my proudest moments in Truman.
Excellent. Karina, here, what is one of the biggest surprises? Maybe you went into this situation not knowing that it was available or not knowing that you could get it done. What are one of the biggest surprises that you found being a student at Truman College?
So I'm usually just there just to go to class and get out of class. And I was really surprised to find out that there is soccer and basketball and volleyball. There's all these sports that are available and all these events that they have that I never really knew that Truman had.
Mm, that's pretty cool. So were you able to attend any of the events?
Not before quarantine, but once I found out about all these events, like I have been trying to attend the ones due through via Zoom.
Via Zoom, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, SGA is doing a wonderful job. Shouts out to Director Danica Wilson. She's doing a wonderful job of keeping those activities and keeping students engaged during this time. Layla, how relevant and important is diversity in the student body and the faculty at Truman College, especially during these times?
So diversity is very important and very relevant, especially like how you said during these times. You know, the whole BML movement and the whole George Floyd racism, stuff going on. So especially in campus and I guess on campus, it's very important, and it adds to, I would say, the education success from students, with different diversities, different ethnicities and different races. You get to learn from these people. You get to communicate with them in ways that you're not used to. So you can learn to communicate more effectively, and just learn new things in total and all.
When I first came to Truman, I've been there now, it'll be close to 3 years here in November. We were touted as the most diverse of all 7 city colleges, 139 countries we serve. But what I soon found was the diversity was just that. It was that I was an African-American man and maybe there was a Caucasian man, right? I found the inclusion was how we treated one another, how we interacted with one another, some of the activities that were held. And so I think there's a huge responsibility moving forward. And I want to hit on this for a little bit, right? I think there's a huge opportunity moving forward to make sure that we're having these courageous conversations around our relationships. When you think about it, Amir, what are your thoughts when you think about professors and diversity there at the school? Have you ever had any opportunity to talk to different nationalities about what's going on now?
Well, since kindergarten all the way through high school, I've always been around that, environment, that type of diversity. And so it wasn't really, nothing new to me. Of course, being vocal in the classroom really helps, unless you need notes or you miss something in class, it, really helps to communicate with other students. So I made it my job to make sure I knew everybody in the class, including the professor. And even developing, a relationship with your professor can go a long way, just in case, you miss something, for the same reason, you might want to ask a classmate or a peer that you missed something in class. You can have the same type of relationship with the professor, which I think, in my opinion, is more important. With that relationship, you can, let's say you're failing or you missed an assignment, they can probably do something to bump up your grade or whatever, which has happened to me before. So, I definitely played a big part in that.
Okay. All right, we're going to stop here, just take a break. Everybody take a deep breath. So the tone here, right? Obviously, we got to get some of this out, but as we go through and we host this platform, as we provide this platform for you all to carry on, we want students to know both new, prospective, existing students, whether administration joins, whether faculty joins, that this is your platform. So what I'll do now is I'll go around in a round robin, and I'll just ask, Precious, what do you want people to know about you?
I want people to know that basically I am someone who I like to see myself as someone who's really extroverted because most of the friends I have, I basically see them on like in my classes, and I go up to them like, "Hi, how are you?" And like I just want people to know that I'm someone who's really open, who is open to different college experiences, who is here to learn new skills, meet new people, to overall, at the end of the day, take it over when I transfer to a four-year university. So
That's excellent. And then here, I know that we've all talked, but I'm going to put you all on the spot. As we continue to build this platform, and I'll ask each of you this, but Precious, you have to go first. What would be one topic that you'd like for us to discuss as we engage in and throughout the city on this platform? What would be one topic that you'd like for us to discuss?
Most importantly, what is coming to my mind right now is discussing the myths people have about community colleges. Simply because when I was in high school, everybody wanted to go to a four-year university. If you dare say you want to go to a community college, they trash talk you. Like this is real life. Like they literally trash talk you. Like you want to go to a community college? You're going to Truman? You know, they say stuff like that, and it really hurts because in school you won't be able to like tell your friends like, oh, I'm going to a community college, because every other person is going to a four-year university and they think you're dumb because you're going to a two-year university. But that's not true at all. Coming to Truman College has been one of the best decisions I ever made in my entire life. And I'm saying this because I got to meet new people, got a lot of scholarships, got a lot of skills that I don't think I would have been able to get if I was overall in a four-year university. Of course, eventually I would have gotten it, but like it really changed my mindset because I was like, okay, everybody's talking about community colleges as if it's really, really bad. It's not bad at all. In fact, it's amazing. And one thing I also want to talk about is how like I know at the long run we'll definitely have some loans. We might have loans, but some of my classmates right now who I went to high school with, they're already in like $7,000 in debt, and I am not in debt. I'm like $0 in debt, and I still have a long way to go for school. And it's just I would really love if we could like really clear this myth about community colleges.
That's gonna be your topic. I appreciate it. Jody Ann, tell us a little bit about you and what topic you'd like to discuss as we move forward on the platform.
Okay. I'm very jovial. I might look shy. Everybody think I'm shy, but I'm not shy. I'm very jovial, and I love to socialize with people, especially with the people in the school. If I'm close to you, then I socialize, but I know I look shy. You can say hi when you see me. And the topic I would love to talk about is like international. So let's let students know that Truman is international. It's a lot of international people in the school because I'm international myself. I'm from Jamaica, and it is very helpful if you know like people from like similar to you, like coming from the same country as you, so you could get like
create that kind of community.
Yeah. So that's one of the topics I want to talk about, like international diversity. Yeah.
That'd be excellent. Karina.
Yes.
What's one or two things you want people leaving knowing about you?
Well, I'm like, I am very shy and I stick to myself, but I also do like to make new friends and build new relationships with other people.
And what topic do you think is pressing that you'd like to lead as we move forward on this project?
So for me, it's like more being a parent and continuing college while you're parenting, pretty much, and how to organize yourself and how to seek help into with work, the work balance and the school balance and the parenting balance.
That's excellent. Knowing your resources. We can have one all centered around resources.
Yes.
Layla, what are one or two things you want people knowing about you, and what will your topic be?
So, I'm not really sure, but I guess that you can come to me for advice. I give good advice, and I practice what I preach, so it's real advice. And a topic I think would be athletics. Student athlete, so I guess anything athletics, maybe getting more people to games, or when to find out where you can go to look at games, watch games, stuff like that. Just athletics in general.
I think a good topic of you would be, and this for all of you guys on here, we'll call it 4.0 athlete, because you guys smoke your grades and you really perform at a high level on your respective fields. So I think that's pretty cool. We're gonna come to you, Marisol, because I know you're gonna take us home. But Amir, what are a couple of things you want these these students to know about you, and what would be a topic that you'd like to host?
Well, I like to consider myself an introvert and an extrovert, because in a way we're, in an extrovert sense, I will come up to you and, get to know you and ask how are you, say, what's up, or you can come to me, vice versa. But introvert in a sense where I like to sit back and observe people and analyze, not in a creepy or detective type of way. That's just how I am, So, to get a feel for, get the feel for the energy in the room, reading people. That's my thing. But I think a good topic for me is, the next step as far as like, applying to colleges outside of state, trying to achieve that goal. That's where my mindset is.
We call that one next steps.
Yeah, next steps.
Okay. And then our Marisol, take us home. As you think about your experience here at Truman, I know what your legacy will be. Every time I talk to this young lady, I get ready to cry, because it's so funny. I just watched her grow and kind of show out in a major way, and it was really cool. But when you think about what you want people to know about you at Truman College, what would that be?
It's so hard. I feel like I want people to know that's my turtle. If you guys hear that, it's being loud. One thing that I want people to know is that I'm a very open person. I not only do I accept people for how they are, but I support them in all of their ways. I like to bring a lot of positive energy wherever I go. However, sometimes I do have my days where I'm not that positive, but I do pull through for people. But for topics, I have not a lot, but I have a few.
Okay.
One major topic that I think should always be addressed is mental health, especially during this time of virtual, like just everything changing, and then still this time of a lot of like the turmoil that's going right now in society. Like I think mental health is a lot, especially in school too. I also want to talk about using your voice to empower other people, and using your voice to like advocate for people who can't be like basically using your privilege to talk for and advocate for issues like that. But I have a lot, so I just cut it there.
Excellent. So here, guys, this will run each week. There'll be a different topic. We'll have different special guests. And it's all student-led. It's your voice. And so it's gonna be filled with the energy that you bring to it. It's gonna be filled with the preparation that you bring to it. It's going to be filled with how many people you reach out to and say, hey, I think this will be a good topic for you to jump on and kind of check us out and get involved and engaged. I'm excited, super excited to work on this project with you guys. I feel honored. I feel like I'm going to learn so much just through you giving me the topics. I feel like I'm going to learn so much, and it's perfect, right? It's through your lens. And more than ever in 2020, it's time for us to stop looking from afar, right? And really listen to you guys and your ideas. This has been our first episode of One True Talk. On behalf of our president, Dr. Sean Jackson, our vice president, Ms. Kate Connor, my name is Kiss Allen. I have been your host. I'd like to thank our first guest, our brand ambassadors, Ms. Precious, Ms. Karina, Ms. Layla, Ms. Marisol, Mr. Amir, and Ms. Jody Ann Douglas. I don't know where she went. We appreciate you, and always remember in party, one Truman. Thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you next time.